Well, I have a lot of thoughts that I want to share about the Islanders and Capitals. So, first of all, congratulations to the Islanders. The Capitals are done. They're going home. The Islanders advance. The Islanders played a very stifling form of play, especially in this game. The Capitals just could not get anything going. Varlamov with a shutout. He was tested at times, but he was very much up to the task. Holtby played well. If you didn't see the game, don't let the final score throw you off because the last two goals for the Islanders were empty net goals. So Holtby did play well. But there are really a lot of storylines here in my way of seeing things. First of all, the Blues are, obviously as a big Blues fan, I'm hoping that they're able to pull it out and win that series against Vancouver. But they're down 3-2 and it's pretty evenly matched. They may not win. So if the Blues get knocked out, that's last year's Stanley Cup winner. The Capitals are gone from 2 years. That's 2 years ago, Stanley Cup winner. The last time any of the remaining teams, of course, I'm saying if the Blues get knocked out, the last time any of the remaining teams will have won the Stanley Cup was 2011, the Boston Bruins, and before that, the 2004 Tampa Bay Lightning. So if the Blues get knocked out, someone that hasn't won a Stanley Cup in a while is going to get a chance at it. So there's that. That's an interesting storyline. Holtby is a free agent at the end of this season, unrestricted. He very likely just played his last game with the Capitals. That's an interesting storyline. Where does Holtby end up next year? I'm eager to find that out. Varlamov, who I thought throughout the regular season was really good at times and then just okay at times, so much so that there were times when I wondered if Thomas Greiss shouldn't be starting more. Although Greiss had the same problem. Varlamov looks really good. Top tier goaltender in the way he's played in the postseason. The Islanders, their way of playing is, you have to wonder, will other teams be able to solve that? I'm sitting here in most of my videos where if I mention the Flyers at all, I'm saying I don't see how anybody can beat the Flyers 4 out of 7. And I still maintain that, but I maintain it maybe just a notch less after watching some of the other teams. Vegas looks better than I expected. Colorado looks, dominant, although, maybe they didn't have the best competition. Maybe Arizona not playing as well made Colorado look better than they are, but Colorado's still very good. Got a lot of teams that are looking really good, and the Islanders are one of them. So these are all interesting storylines. How about the fact that Tavares leaves the Islanders? Toronto's out, and the Islanders are now going on to the next round. But here's the biggest takeaway for me from this series, and it's not just because the Islanders played the Capitals. This is not the only reason that I have this takeaway, okay? Sometimes a team is really good and you say, yeah, they're well coached and they're a really good team. Or you might say they're a great team and it helps that they're well coached. I don't think it's necessarily all the time that we can say this team is a great team because they are so well coached. And I'm beginning to come to the conclusion that we could make that argument with the Islanders. Look at what Barry Trotz did with the Capitals. And then he leaves the Capitals. He comes to an Islanders team that is on the verge of being very good, but are not necessarily being ranked among the teams that are favored to go deep into the playoffs. And then on top of that, he loses Tavares after a year, right? And so it would have been reasonable to say the Islanders are going to take a step backward. It's going to be not a big rebuilding program, but there's going to need to be a little bit of rebuilding going on. What will Barry Trotz be able to do with this team? Well, Look what Barry Trotz has done with this team. Barry Trotz is a fantastic coach. Now, you can look back in history, right? And you can say when Scotty Bowman coached a team, it was almost always, this team is great because Scotty Bowman coaches them. Now, he had some really great teams to work with, don't get me wrong. The same could have been said for Al Arbor with the Islanders, a very well-rounded and excellent team, but also coached by a fantastic coach. Ken Hitchcock, Joel Quenneville, these guys at times have been the reason that their team was as good as they were. And I think we could argue that Barry Trotz is a significant contributing factor into the fact that the Islanders have become as formidable a foe for opponents as they have become. So I'm really fascinated by the Islanders right now. Surprised, not completely, a little bit, and very fascinated. I'm a little surprised by Varlamov. I thought he was better than I expected. And for you guys who have been Varlamov fans for years, you might be like, what the heck, man? How can you be surprised by this? Well, I just haven't been a big Varlamov fan, but I'm rethinking that proposition. Anyway, interesting series. It was a little one-sided. I'm not saying the hockey was bad. It was good. You know, all hockey's good. There's no bad hockey in my opinion. I just love to see the sport. Anyway, very fascinating series to me. And by the way, just one point, the Tom Wilson hit on Beauvillier as Beauvillier scored that beautiful goal. And if you didn't see it, go back and watch Beauvillier. He had the first 2 goals for the Islanders tonight. That second goal was just a thing of beauty. Go back and watch that and see the way Tom Wilson hits him. I'm seeing some people commenting they think Tom Wilson should be suspended for that hit. I get it. Tom Wilson has that history of being a bit of a headhunter and, you know, having those suspensions. So it's real easy to just automatically go, you know, that was a dirty play. I'm not convinced that it was. I don't think no penalty was assessed on it. I think Tom Wilson should have been assessed a penalty or suspended for that matter, which obviously would be way more than a penalty. But let me know what you think. I am interested in opinions on that particular issue and anything else you want to comment on. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, entertaining, likable, informational, give it a like. Please click the little like button. And if you have not subscribed already, would you please subscribe? I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day. Bye now.